Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you the exact method that you can follow to lose up to 10 pounds of unwanted body fat by the 1st of January using my simple proven methods. And this one is especially for busy mums. The ones who feel like there's just not enough hours in the day. They still want to lose weight, have more energy and finally feel comfortable and confident in their clothes and in their skin again. And the best part, you won't need to track a single calorie or spend hours at the gym doing endless workouts. Now I want you to imagine heading into Christmas feeling lighter, feeling more confident and actually feeling excited about wearing your favourite outfit this year rather than hiding under baggy dark tops and dresses. And achieving all of this without missing out on meals with your family, without saying no to every social event, without cutting out all of your favourite foods, and without spending hours in the gym or stuck in the kitchen meal prepping. This might sound too good to be true, right? But honestly, it's not. This is a simple, proven method that fits in with busy life. This is the exact method that I use to lose all of my baby weight, and it's the exact method that I have used with hundreds of my clients to help them achieve incredible weight loss results. If you're new here, I'm Amy, I'm a mum of one, I'm a fully qualified nutritionist and personal trainer with over 10 years of experience, and I've helped thousands of women lose weight whilst living a life that they love, and I am confident that I can help you do the same as long as you're ready to take action. So if you're ready to finally feel in control again, then grab yourself a cuppa and let's get into today's video. So there's around 12 weeks left of 2025. How has that even happened? How are we here? This year's gone so fast, but we're here and there's 12 weeks left until the end of the year, which means realistically you could lose 1 to 2 pounds per week by following this method, which means you could step into 2026 1 to 2 stone down by following these simple steps. Now that's amazing, because a lot of people wait until January the 1st, so I'm going to get the winter months out the way, I'm going to get Christmas out the way, I've got a lot going on, so I'm just going to wait till January. No, you don't need to, because this method allows you to live a life that you love, go to all your social events and still make progress. And if you are someone who does say those kind of things and you are waiting for the perfect moment to start, this is your reminder that there is literally no such thing as a perfect time to start your health and fitness journey. The perfect time is now. There's never perfect circumstances, and even if like your diary does magically free itself up and you do have 6 months to just commit to you, I guarantee you life will throw you a curveball during that time and you might not be able to stick to your nutrition, your workouts, your steps, whatever it might be. But your results don't come from you being perfect, they come from you being consistent most of the time. And the people that have this perfectionism mindset have an all or nothing mindset too, which leads them to think, well, if I can't do my workout or if I can't eat the meal I planned, then that means I've failed, and they end up negatively spiraling, they fall off track and get back on track maybe 3 days later or on Monday or whatever it might be, or they think, oh, I've messed up now, I might as well just carry on what I was doing. This kind of behaviour, and this is why they're always so stop-start and they never actually achieve their goals, or they never actually maintain the results that they've achieved, and that's why they can lose a bit of weight but they can't keep it lost. So everything that I'm going to teach you in this video is also perfect for these kind of people as well, so that you can develop some consistency and not only lose weight but actually keep it off this time. So without further ado, let's get into the actual steps that's going to help you lose the weight. First and foremost is you have to create a calorie deficit. You've probably heard this hundreds of times, but I'm going to tell you again anyway. If you do not create a calorie deficit, you will not lose body fat. And a calorie deficit simply means you need to be burning more calories than you expend per day. So you need to consume less calories than you burn per day. And roughly there's around 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. So we need to create an energy deficit across the week of 3,500 calories. So the way that we do this, make a 500 calorie deficit every single day of the week, and then that leads to 3,500 calories over the course of the week, leading you to lose 1 pound of body fat per week. I see so many people overcomplicating this, and it doesn't need to be as difficult as a lot of people make it. So my method that I'm going to share with you today is called the balance plate method. This is a super simple way to manage portions and stay full whilst naturally keeping calories low. And this isn't just about fat loss. It's about feeling good, having more energy, improving your skin, improving your digestion, and ultimately a happier you. So here's what the balanced plate method is. So you're going to have 3 meals per day, and each of these meals is going to consist of a plate. So let's pretend this is a plate. A quarter of the plate is going to be a portion of protein. Quarter of the plate is going to be a portion of carbohydrates, and the remaining half of the plate is going to be fibre. So quarter protein, quarter carbohydrates, half your plate fibre. And then if you want to as well, you can also add in around a tablespoon or a thumb size of healthy fats in there. So if you're not familiar with what a protein is, think about eggs, meat, fish, Greek, like your whole grains, oats, potatoes, pasta, rice, bread. Then you've got your fibre, which is from your fruits and your veggies, and then you have your healthy fats such as avocado, extra virgin olive oil, full fat butter, nuts, seeds, coconut oil, etc. So it's all well and good saying, yeah, I want you to design your plate like this, but what does this look like in real life? So for example, breakfast might look like 3 eggs scrambled, that's your protein, and you're going to pair that with a complex carbohydrate such as a piece of sourdough bread. Your healthy fat's going to be a teaspoon of full fat butter. Then half your plate is going to be fibre such as spinach, kale, mushrooms, tomatoes. Lunchtime might look like your protein might be a tin of tuna in spring water. Your carbohydrate might be a wrap, a pita, a handful of pasta, handful of like maybe a third of a packet of microwave rice, a small potato, and then half your plate full of fibre, which will be your like a side salad, or which is like lettuce, spinach, tomatoes, cucumber, red onion, sweet corn. And then your healthy fat might be some grated cheese, maybe some full fat mayonnaise. Then your evening meal might look like your protein will be a chicken breast, your carbohydrates will be a small potato, some rice, some pasta. Then your half your plate will be veggies, so whether you have some broccoli, asparagus, green beans, and then your fat might be half an avocado or a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Now you've got 3 meals that are all perfectly balanced. You've got a portion of protein, a portion of carbohydrates, a nice large portion of vegetables. And the reason why this works so well when you're in a fat loss phase is because when you have 3 balanced meals, you're less likely to snack because your meals are filling you up. Protein is satiating. When we pair that with fibre, these are like the perfect duo for keeping your appetite at bay, keeping hunger and cravings at bay. So when your meals are balanced, high in protein, high in fibre, you're mitigating a lot of the symptoms that can throw you off track. And when you eat in this way, and when you cook from scratch and have a diet that's predominantly high in whole foods, you naturally eat fewer calories without having to track anything, which makes it so much easier to naturally stay in a calorie deficit. But let's be honest, one of the biggest struggles for mums is time. So we also need to focus on convenience, yes. That's why I always suggest stocking your fridge with ready go-to options that you can literally grab and create a meal within minutes. And it requires minimal prep and minimal cleaning up afterwards and minimal thought as well. So for example, when you go and do your food shop, buy things like cooked chicken breast, tins of tuna. These are all for your proteins. Cooked chicken breast, tins of tuna, pre-cooked salmon, slices of smoked salmon, tins of salmon, mackerel, sardines. Your carbohydrates could be your wraps, your pitas, your microwave rice, your frozen jacket potatoes. You can even get like steam bags, microwave bags of vegetables. You can literally throw it in the microwave and pair it with your protein, your carb and your fat. You can even grab like ready-made tubs of salad. So again, it's just there. You can throw it on your wraps or add it to a meal as a side salad. And then that way, when you're hungry and you're short on time, you can literally throw something together in minutes. So no stress and most importantly, no excuses. And then something that I like to do every Sunday and every Wednesday, I'll get my slow cooker out, and what I'll do is I'll prep like 2 different meats. So I'll prep like some chicken breast, I'll chop up some red onion, some peppers, and I'll throw that in the slow cooker with some fajita spice and maybe like a teaspoon of tomato puree and a little bit of chicken stock, and mix all that together, and then leave it on like a low heat for 4 to 6 hours. I'll come back and I'll shred it all, and then I've got shredded fajita chicken for the next 3 days, and then I can literally just pair that with a carb sauce and a fat sauce for lunches or dinners. And then I'll also use beef mince, onions, mushrooms, tin of tomatoes, and then maybe even like a tin of kidney beans, like mixed beans. And then again, so versatile, and I can add that to a jacket potato, I can add that to some pasta, I can add it with some rice, I can even make like little tacos out of it. But as long as I've got like 2 different meats prepared, I find it so much easier to just make meals when I've got those things prepped. And then you're not spending hours in the kitchen cooking a different meal for breakfast, a different meal for lunch, a different meal for dinner, and then you're not having to clean up afterwards either. Because I feel like we need to make our life so much easier for ourselves and make the decision to doing something, or the barrier to doing something. Just so we've got our 3 main meals, we know how to portion control them. When you're doing your portion control as well, don't pile the plate up high. Don't do like a mound of protein, a mound of carbs and a mound of veggies. What I do is keep them flat. If you're someone who wants to snack in between these meals, there's nothing wrong with snacking as long as they're pre-planned. And what I'd say is snack on fruit. Fruit's low in calories, it's high in fibre, it can help curb cravings, it's full of antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, it's amazing for our skin, it's full of polyphenols. So if you want that like lovely like glowy skin, get your fruit in there. So maybe adding a banana in the morning with like 10 almond nuts, or an apple chopped up into slices and having like a flat tablespoon of peanut butter. Your afternoon snack might be ice cakes and peanut butter with some chopped banana slices, or it might be a protein shake, a scoop of whey protein, some ice, some almond milk. You could even add half a banana into that and a little teaspoon of peanut butter. Your evening snack could be 0% fat phage or skyr Greek yogurt with a handful of strawberries, little drizzle of honey, cinnamon and a square of dark chocolate. With this approach, there's no rules to it. Like, I'm not saying to you, you can't snack, you can't do this. We are just in a way that supports a healthy lifestyle, and we're listening to our body, but we're giving it nutrients. And when we eat in this way, like our cravings, you'll notice that your cravings are kept at bay. And if you notice that you've got like really sweet cravings, and you probably will in the first week when you start changing your diet, I would swap them out for like I've just mentioned, like a square of dark chocolate, like a date and some peanut butter, like a Greek yogurt with some strawberries and honey, like things that aren't high in refined sugar, because these things that are high in refined sugar exacerbate cravings. So try and keep snacking to fruit, or like a high protein snack that's sort of low in calories as well. And then that way then you're keeping the calories lower. And I like to use something called the 80-20 approach. So 80% of the time focus on like single ingredient, nutrient dense whole foods when you're making up your meals and your snacks. And then 20% of the time allow yourself some calories to have your glass of wine or your chocolate bar or your crisp or your meal out. So that might look like on a Friday night, if you do want to have a little wine, don't have snacks that day, and then you're saving some calories for the wine, or cut out a carbohydrate or a fat from lunch and dinner, and then that way then you're saving like 200 calories from lunch and dinner to have the wine. Or if you know you're going out for a meal on a Saturday, then just being really cautious and go, well, okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bank some calories. So rather than having a carb portion in my evening meal this week, I'm going to drop that, and I'll probably save like I'll bank 1,000 calories, so that I've got an extra 1,000 calories to use on Saturday night. And it's just being savvy. And then on the day of you going out, I just focus on protein and fibre. So breakfast, just having like a protein and fibre. So that might just be scrambled eggs and some veggies. It might be a scoop of whey protein and some almond milk. It might be an omelette or a chicken salad. Again, eating this way is naturally keeping calories low. And then you've got more calories to play around with in the evening. And same with like alcohol as well. Like if you're going to go out and have a few drinks, do the same. Keep calories low earlier in the day, bank some calories during the week, and then rather than having like loads of sugary cocktails that are really high in calories, be mindful and have something that's naturally lower in calories, such as a spirit with a diet Coke or diet lemonade or a gin and tonic. If you know you're probably going to be hungover the next day, what I'd always recommend is having things in and that you're food is planned for the next day, so you don't go way off track and you end up going nuts and eating loads and loads of calories because you feel rubbish. Being mindful of not just getting a takeout on the way in on Saturday night after drinking all day, and then not waking up and ordering a Mackey's and then a chippy and a takeout, which will just wipe out a whole week's worth of progress. So we want to treat the hangover day exactly the same as we would any other day. Balanced plate, method, and just trying to keep calories low. So with nutrition out the way, we're now going to move on to exercise. And with exercise, we want to try and be hitting around like 7, 8, 9, 10,000 steps a day. We want to be active. Like, we need to be living a healthy, active lifestyle anyway, not just from a fat loss standpoint, but just from a health standpoint. Like, we need to move. We all live such sedentary lifestyles now, and we need to move for our health, and not just our physical health and our physical body, but for our mental health too. Like, they're called mental health walks now, like, because that many people don't do it, but getting outside for some fresh air, some vitamin D, and just no phone, cannot even listen to a podcast. I feel like we're just always doing now. We just never get like a mental break from anything. So make sure you're getting outside for like a 30 to 60 minute walk every single day, doing things that are going to naturally increase your movement throughout the day, like parking further away from the shops, parking further away from the school. Can you walk to school? Can you walk home from school with the kids? Can you do a Get Fit with Rick step workout on YouTube? Can you buy a walking pad? Can you buy a treadmill? And look at ways in which you can just add bits of movement throughout the day. And movement burns calories. The more you move, the more calories you burn, the more weight you're going to lose, because you're going to go into a deficit more. Even things like when you boil the kettle, do squats until the kettle boils. When you're doing when you've something in the microwave for 2 minutes, do squats, do press-ups, do high knees. And throughout the day, all of this movement massively adds up. I'm a massive advocate of strength training. I think every woman should strength train at least 2 full body as a very bare minimum per week, or if not, like optimally 3 sessions per week. Because what this is going to do, this is going to help preserve muscle mass. And the women who cut the calories, cut out carbohydrates, when I say cut calories, I mean like massively slash them, cut out carbohydrates, and then just go and do loads and loads of cardio, they just burn all their muscle off, and they lose more muscle than they do fat, and they end up looking skinny fat, and then they've lost all this weight, but at the end of it, they're still unhappy because they're untoned and they've got all this sort of excess untoned saggy skin, and we don't want that. We don't want to be skinny fat. We want to be toned, lean, defined. And if you want that look, you have to strength train 2 to 3 times a week. If you don't know how to do this, send me a message and I will send you over a couple of workouts that you can follow at home or at the gym. 20-30 minutes 3 times a week is more than enough for you to change your body, okay? And then these next tips, so we've got sleep. Sleep is so important. Sleep is something that directly does impact fat loss. Like, they've done a study where they took 2 different groups of people, they give them the same, they put them all in a calorie deficit. They sleep deprived one group, and I think the sleep deprived group lost more muscle mass and less body fat than the people who were calorie controlled and had an adequate 7 to 8 hours of good quality sleep per night. So it does directly impact fat loss, but it also impacts your mood, your energy, your appetite. Like, you know, when you've had a crap night's sleep, you wake up hungrier, you've got more cravings for like sweet sugary carbohydrates because you want that quick fix of energy. You put like your performance is in the bin, your recovery's in the bin, you've got no energy, and you just feel rubbish out. I can't stress the importance of getting to bed early. And I know when the kids have gone to bed, that's your you time, your time to chill. And I've been guilty of it in the past as well. But if you don't want to burn out and you want to actually feel good and you want to stick to this, you have to get to bed on time. Going to bed at the same time every night and waking up at the same time every morning, and trying to get a good 7 to 8 hours good quality sleep every night. Supplement with magnesium glycinate maybe an hour before bed. Take a M&S herbal tea, like sleepy dreamy tea, to bed with you at 9 o'clock. Phones off at 9, screens off at 9, so that you've got a good amount of time for the body and mind to wind down and prepare for a good night's sleep. And if you're someone that does have like an overactive mind, then I'd recommend leaving a notepad next to the bed, doing a brain dump, even like journaling before bed. So maybe like write down on how the day's gone, reflect how you're feeling, and your plan of action for tomorrow. Okay, and lastly, hydration. So we want to be making sure that we're drinking around 2.5 to 3 litres of water each and every single day. It's so easy to mistake hunger for thirst. And if you're someone who forgets to drink or can go all day and surviving on a cup of tea and a cup of coffee, then what I'd recommend you do is set reminders in your phone. And it might sound stupid to do this, but if you forget to drink water, then this can massively impact your fat loss because you're going to get hungrier. And also with 70% water beings, so it is going to affect other physiological processes, and you can get headaches, your digestion isn't going to be great, your skin's not going to be great, you're not going to have as much energy, so it can negatively impact other things. So set a reminder every hour on your phone to drink even like 5 to 10 sips of water. Aim to drink like a litre of water by say 1 o'clock. Aim to drink the second litre by 6 p.m. And then if you do have like teas and coffees throughout the day, that probably is the other equivalent to like the other 500 ml or the other litre, depending on whether you've trained that day or not, because usually we drink more when we're exercising. And what I would say is try and finish drinking like try not to have loads of fluids after maybe 8 p.m. at night, because then this is going to keep you awake and it's going to impact your sleep. So try and aim to drink the majority of like your 2.5 litres by say 8 p.m. at the very, very latest. So to lose 10 pounds by Christmas and step into 2026 feeling lighter, having more energy, feeling more confident, clothes fitting better, and just generally feeling back in control and being good, we're going to start with the balanced plate method. We're going to have 3 meals per day that consist of protein, carbs and fibre, and then you can add a fat in there as well. We're going to be moving more on a day-to-day basis. We're going to be more active on a day-to-day basis. We're going to hit a minimum step goal of 8,000 steps a day if you want to track your steps. If not, we're going to get out for a daily walk at least once a day for 30 to 60 minutes. We're going to train at least 2 full body strength sessions per week. Optimally 3, we're going to aim for potentially 4 if possible. We're going to get to bed at the same time every single night and focus on 7 to 8 hours good quality sleep. I know as a mum, sleep is unpredictable, but do your best. And this is where getting to bed on time helps, and during the day doing things that are going to give you more energy as opposed to zap your energy, and becoming aware of potentially what are energy givers and what are energy zappers, and doing more of the energy givers. So for example, even just taking a full rest to maybe lie on the floor, put your legs up the wall, and even just closing your eyes for 5 to 10 minutes and doing some like breath work. Box breathing is amazing for energising, oxygenating the body. This is where you'll close your eyes, set a timer for 5 minutes, breathe in through the nose for a count to 4, hold for a count to 4, breathe out for a count to 4, and you're just going to repeat that cycle of breath for 5 to 10 minutes. It's amazing for managing stress, improving heart rate variability, and again, just giving you a bit more energy. Just taking a minute to breathe can really recharge you. And then obviously having enough water each day as well. So I hope you found these tips useful. If you implement all of these things, you will step into 2026 a different person, but only if you be consistent with them. Don't go all out and tick every single box and try and be perfect and then give up when life happens and you can't be perfect with ticking all the boxes. Every single day, show up, remind yourself of your goal, remind yourself of your why, and tick every box as best as you can, and know that your best efforts are going to change each and every single day. And it's not about being perfect, it's about doing your best. And if you need help, support or accountability on this journey, send me a message on Instagram, send me an email, and we can jump on a call and have a chat, and I can best advise you on what to do next. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.